We just saw Pan, and on this show I take my friends, we go see a movie, we review it in the car, and then we have a discussion. The review video is spoiler-free, so if you're on the fence or looking for a recommendation, you can watch this video to find out what we thought. And if you'd like to see the spoiler version, look for the other video. It's called Pan Movie Discussion with Spoilers. This is a prequel to the Peter Pan story that we know, the J.M. Barrie story, and it's bad. Let's say, like, what's going for it, it's got some interesting and fun art direction every once in a while, but mostly Neverland's just kind of a dreary, dingy CGI world. Every once in a while they'll do something interesting with color or something like that, but it's really not like this fantastical place that you want to spend a lot of time, and unfortunately most of the movie you do. And the performances aren't bad, but they just don't do anything with anybody. They don't do a good job of making it a prequel to the actual Peter Pan story. Like, it leaves a bunch of stuff unresolved between when it ends and when that story begins, possibly so that they can set up sequels that they can use to tie it to the actual story. But this had such a low amount of, like, what this movie was the arc of this movie is so small that it would take them like 20 movies to get to what we would recognize as Peter Pan. It's one of those movies where the one thing that the character needs to do to save the day, he does at the beginning of the second act accidentally, and then you just kind of wait around for him to do it again, and when it happens, it's not a big deal. It just happens. It's really disappointing. And before I turn it over to Aaron, I will also say that its use of modern music in the first act, like when they first arrive in Neverland, they use a couple of anachronistic songs. I'm going to go ahead and spoil that right here, because I think you should know that. You're going to hear the Pirates sing Nirvana and the Pirates sing the Ramones before you pay money for this movie. I think you should know that. I hope that that's helpful and not too spoilery, but there you go. This is a terrible movie. Don't bother. Just don't do it. What'd you think?
I hated almost every second of it. I thought the performances outside of Hugh Jackman were really terrible. The guy who plays Hook, he had this weird twinge to his voice that it was like he was drawing every syllable out. It was terrible. Tiger Lily is just kind of there.
Yeah. They don't develop any character.
There's no character development whatsoever. The anachronisms that happen right at the beginning, we broke our spoiler rule, but you have to know, because when they hit, they completely took us out of the movie.
It's just when it sucks you into Neverland. It's like, just as you're like, oh, let's explore, let's understand what this world is all about, you're like, that smells like Teen Spirit. That they're singing.
And Blitzkrieg Bop, which, no. It was so foul.
Such a stupid choice.
And the fact that the story it's supposed to be a prequel, but there's no connection to Peter Pan outside of characters.
Yeah, I mean, it's a prequel in that it happens before the events of the book. Yeah. It's not necessarily a prequel in terms of it's meant to be connected tissue that it goes up to the actual story.
But they lead you to believe that in the opening dialogue.
Yes, and that's a disappointment. That, it never, that's spoilery to talk about that part of it, but, it never delivers on.
We'll get into that in the next one, but in closing, don't watch it. I wouldn't even watch it when it comes out on Netflix or Redbox. It's that bad.
Yeah. There's better things to do with your time. Anyway, if you like what we do these, please like the video, subscribe, check out all the written video reviews at tailmaxfield.com, and thanks for watching.